Okay, good morning, first grade friends. It is so exciting to be able to talk to you guys when we aren't even in the classroom. This is so much fun. So today we're going to be talking about more or less of something. And I started thinking, what does it look like to maybe have more of something than someone, maybe have less of something, maybe you have two things and you have more of one thing and less than another thing. What does that look like, or what does that mean? So we're going to want to get out our math notebooks today because we're going to want the number line that we have in there that we took home with us. And this is going to help us think about what does it look like to have more of something, or maybe have a little less of something. And so that number line is going to be super helpful. So while I wait for you guys to get out your math resource notebook and a pencil, I am going to just tell you how excited I am to be able to teach you guys from home. Usually we come into Miss Hawkins' class and we get to learn together next to our friends, but today it's going to look a little bit different because we're going to be able to work together, work on our own, so that when we come back to class, we're able to work together with our friends, and we're going to get to build towers and do all sorts of fun projects with our math bins. And so I'm really excited to be able to teach you guys before you even come into class. Alrighty, so now we should have our math resource notebooks out and a pencil, and we're going to be talking about more or less of something. And so I started thinking about what's something that I always want to have more than. And I started thinking about the best chocolate chip cookie I ever had in my entire life. My grandma makes them, and they're the best chocolate chip cookies in the entire world. So I started thinking, what really makes those chocolate chip cookies so yummy? It's the chocolate chips, of course. So am I going to want a chocolate chip cookie with more or less chocolate chips? Yeah, you're right. I want a chocolate chip cookie with more chocolate chips. Alrighty, so I started looking at these two chocolate chip cookies that my grandma handed me. And this one has, let's count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 chocolate chips. Well, this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So when we look on our number line, if the first cookie has 10 chocolate chips and the second one only has 9, put our right finger on 10 and our left finger on 9. The first cookie has more because it has 10, because 10 is bigger than 9 on the number line. Alrighty. So then I started thinking, if I built a tower, how would I know if I had more or less than? Which tower is bigger? How do I decide? So I started thinking about our math bin that has all those blocks in it. And I built up a tower that had 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks tall, which is a pretty tall tower. And my best friend Gabby also wanted to build a tower. So she built a tower of blocks that was 1, 2 blocks tall. So do I have more than? Does Gabby have more or less than me? Gabby has less than me because my tower is a lot bigger than Gabby's is. But then Gabby asked her friend if she could borrow a couple blocks from her. And so now my tower's 4 blocks tall and her tower's 4 blocks tall. So our towers are the same. They're the same in the number of blocks. They're pretty comparable. I don't have more. She doesn't have less. I don't have less. She doesn't have more. We have the same. And then I lost 2 of my blocks because I was messing around and I didn't put them away in the right place that I needed to. So I lost 2 of my blocks, and that left Gabby with 4 blocks, and Miss Hawkins only had 2. So at that point, Gabby had more than me. She had more blocks and her tower was a lot taller. All right. So then I started thinking about the height of a tower kind of reminds me of the height of you guys, my friends. You guys are all different heights and you're all growing at different paces. And so I started thinking about if we had two friends that were two different heights, and we named them, let's think, Cleo and Roman. So Roman here, if you think about it, he has less height than Cleo because Cleo, she seems to be a lot taller than Roman. So she has more height than him and he has less height than Cleo. So when we compare, we would say that she has more height or she's taller, and Roman would say he has less height or he's shorter. And then I started thinking about a game I was playing with my sister last night, where we had to roll dice to see whose turn it was in the game. And whoever rolled a higher number or whoever's dice had more blocks, then it was their turn to go first. And I really wanted to go first. So I tried to roll more dice than my sister. And she did too. And so I rolled a 5. My goodness, friends, this is giving me lots of grief. There we go, friends. Okay, I rolled a 5. My dice had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dots, and my sister's had 1, 2 dots. So we looked at our number line and we put one finger on the 2 and we put one finger on the 5. So who has more than the other? Well, then we looked and 5 is bigger than 2. So we knew that Miss Hawkins had more than my sister, and I got to go first. So that's how we knew, based on who had more. And then after our game, we decided to go for a walk. And we had so much fun because in the park, it was filled with butterflies and flowers, and it was so beautiful. And there were so many beautiful things going on. We couldn't decide what had more or what had less than. And so we looked at the butterflies and we counted. There were 1, 2, 3, 4 butterflies, and there were way more flowers. There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 flowers. So we knew that there were way more flowers than there were butterflies, and that meant there were less butterflies than there were flowers. Okay, friends, now it's your time to think. Start brainstorming. What is there around your house that you have more than or less than of something? And you are going to answer the Google form about what you learned today, what we learned today in class, and come prepared tomorrow to be able to play with our math bins and to be able to stack cubes and make huge towers. And we're going to have so much fun learning hands-on. Thanks so much for watching. See you tomorrow.